Assalamu alaikum. Suleiman Raheem here. Welcome. Let's slay some demons. Sisters and brothers, I want to focus on something, a very troubling issue. The destruction of our nation, the future of our nation. We're told that one of their primary methods would be abortion, to abort. And we see it right before our eyes. It says it right in Scripture. That would be one of their primary tactics, abortion. But as I've been saying, everything is mathematics. So we have to understand the mathematics of the situation. Because some of us are passing judgment. We need to be careful about that. We shouldn't be aborting. And we see a Democratic Party, right? I keep saying, are you paying attention? Why are you supporting these people? Right? Don't you understand after your destruction? But I also point out the fact is, primarily because you have the enemy's mind. If you are operating with the enemy's mind, their software, then you're going to be your own enemy. Because you're thinking as your enemy thinks. The enemy don't think much of you. Their whole objective is to destroy you. So that's what you're going to be doing to yourself. Once they upload their mind, right, to your hardware, your brain is your hardware, your mind is your software. Once they upload that, they can stand back and let you destroy yourself. As the scriptures tell us, and demon-possessed man, he was beating himself up, destroying himself. And so we have to take and uninstall, that enemy's mind. All these illusions they give you. Christianity is illusion. You cannot prove any bit of it. They took it off the mathematical standard. And that's because your religion is your reality. But it's a false reality, because before there wasn't any religion. It was just mathematics. So now they come with all these different illusions and delusions, all these different religions to delude you. None of them can prove anything. None of them can manufacture anything. None of them can bring anything into existence. Not any of them. The only one that can do that is mathematics. So we're not going to spend time. We are going to talk about mathematics here, because I'm going to talk to this abortion issue from a mathematical point of view. It also has other implications. If you study it, you'll understand. But you need to start understanding pressure. You need to start understanding pressure and how it works. That's the wisdom. The book is the angel. The wisdom is pressure. Pressure is force. Force is the most fundamental principle of the universe. Consequence, force. Every action has an opposite equal reaction, consequence. And that's all pressure is, just force. And so if you understand, unless you're mystical and think you have some special soul, there's, temporal soul that, nobody can see or whatever, right? Then only way you can animate your body is with thought. When you're dead, you have no more thoughts. That means you can't move your body because there's no force to move it, because the force is your thoughts. So thought is also pressure. Thought is also pressure. Bottom line, it's nothing else but pressure. It's complex, but it's pressure. See? We need to understand these things. See? That's why God can send one person. Just when he don't send an army, he don't send a whole legion, right? He don't send a crew. He sent one person with what? Scripture, words. Words are pressure. That's how pressure. Words are pressure waves. And we hear sound. That's pressure. See? On our brain, our thoughts are pressure. But it's complex pressure is powerful. And greater pressure dispels weaker pressure. So more powerful thoughts dispel weaker thoughts. So it comes with a book that has more powerful thoughts than is out there at the current time. See? And so it displaces the thoughts that's in existence with more powerful thoughts. That's what it's all about. See? So those whose brains is not capable of uploading the new software, right? Then their brains are crushed. Those are disbelievers. They can't handle. The believers are those who can upload the new software. See? So therefore, then they come into a new reality. And they bring in a new reality. Okay. Until the next time, right, another book comes with more powerful. And then displaces that reality. Because that's all it is. It's words. See? But the sealed Bible took down the Roman Empire from Prophet Jesus. The Quran took down the Christian empire, right? That was inspired by Jesus, who is controlled by the Pope. And then, and then, and then you had mathematical Christianity that spelled Sunnism. So we live in that reality right now. And now you have an angel that's going to dispel all of them. So let's go into this. I hope you understand, brothers and sisters, because we need to understand this, and especially for the sisters. Because I saw some sisters in distress and everything, they don't understand what's going on. And 90% of it's because the brothers ain't paying attention. Brothers ain't getting this act together. And it's hurting the sisters. See? I'm not talking about any particular, but I'm talking about brothers in general, all brothers in general, not any particular brother. Okay, let's move on, brothers and sisters. Abortion, self-destruct, self-destruction. That's what abortion is, self-destruction of a nation. And in a democracy, it's insane to get abortion because population is the power in a democracy. So you're destroying your power. So what's the point of voting if you're voting on the way to Planned Parenthood to get an abortion? Because that's the vote you just killed. Majority rules. The more the greater your population, the more power you have. So how does that make any sense? Oh man, I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote, man. I'm a voter. I'm gonna vote. Make sure we get recognized. We have power. At the same time, you get an abortion. So we gotta understand why are you thinking that way? Why is this happening? So let's move on, brothers and sisters. So we're going to understand one thing here. The sperm is alive. The egg is not. The egg is living material, but it's not alive. The sperm is a living being. It's a living thing. It moves. Right? It has a level of consciousness. You can say what it does because it looks for that egg. And the first one to get there is the one that fertilizes the egg. And it can be millions of them, but that wins the contest. So you know how to, and when they prophesy, they know which one is going to do it because they know the person that's going to, just like they prophesied Elijah, prophesied line Pharaoh. They know they know. How they know? Because the thing is that out of all the sperm, see, the sperm is under pressure. It's under pressure, under all kinds of pressure. Pressure on the way to the womb, on the way to the egg, the pressure of the egg, the pressure of the womb. And only the strongest one that can survive those pressures, one that makes it egg. And then once it gets the egg, it has to be strong enough to survive the pressure of the egg. Because the egg is growing, so it has the pressure of the womb on it. And if it gets past that, then it comes out of the womb, then it has to deal with the pressures of the world outside. And if it can't deal with those pressures, see, the strongest one is the one that gets there. See? So the other ones, they weren't even strong enough to even get there because all of them deal with all these pressures. See, but the canal that gets you there, most of them could stand there and withstand those pressures. The only one that can withstand that pressure is one, that's the one that gets there once he shuts it out. No one else can get into the egg. So now it's in the egg, and now it has to deal with the pressures of the egg in the womb. Now, can it handle that? If it can't, right, we'll have a miscarriage. See? So is that the woman's fault? No, sperm just wasn't strong enough, right, to deal with that. And then sometime the baby is born, and then it's born stillborn. So it's not a miscarriage, but then it couldn't withstand the pressures of being outside the womb. And then it gets outside the womb, some get outside the womb, and then it doesn't live very long. See? Because it can't withstand the pressures of living the life outside the womb. Some may die as a baby, a toddler, infant, or teenage, whatever. It can't withstand. In other words, it gets to the point where the pressure is too great for it, and then it's crushed out of existence. You have to understand a basic concept. See, it's different levels that I have to go through. And to get to that, to even get to that, going to new creation in that womb, it has to be able to survive that level of pressure. And that's what we're going to focus on here. See, we'll focus on that right there. So that may help some of you brothers get your act together. So, and right now, again, everybody look around, you see that war, nothing but confusion. They're being stressed at every level, education level, financial level. Now you got this thing, right? This financial conflict there. Every level they've been stressed. Every level that shows you the intense pressure because every aspect of American society, American organization is under extreme stress. Excuse me. See, and it's not surviving it. It just get worse every day. And now they're saying that this new version of this COVID-19, right? The so-called vaccines been ineffective. And now they're telling you that even with the vaccine, you still maybe have to do a social distance and wear a mask for the next couple of years. You better read between the lines, brothers and sisters. They have nothing to do with this. They're trying to give you hope. See? But as the angel tells us, Exodus tells us, it's going to get so bad, it's going to at least kill one person every household. I told you that before. And they get, oh man, everybody thought things will cool down, calm down. They're getting worse. How long before they're going to lock this place down again? Okay, so here we go. Okay, now we're going to look at this in a mathematical way, pressure. Now these are blocks here. Now we're going to consider this the original nation. It was united. But to be united takes it takes binding energy to hold it together like glue, right? It takes binding energy. So when we went to a spirit, we went to into energy deprivation, we didn't have enough energy to hold our nation together anymore. So it came apart. See? We just had enough energy to maintain ourselves. So it came apart. So it was like this originally, and then under energy deprivation, we could not hold that structure. See? Now this structure is under pressure. We're going to talk about that. We could hold that, withstand that pressure. See? So, let me show how I'm talking. I'm not even showing it to you. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Oh. Hold on, brothers and sisters. This is not okay. Okay, and well, just give me a minute here. Minute here. Okay, there we go. Here we go. And let me back up a little bit here. Okay, that's what I was talking about a second ago. About the sperm is alive, it's a living thing, but the egg is living material. It's not alive. It's not conscious. It's just living material. It's like you put a seed in the ground. The ground will not grow, but it cultivates the seed. It nourishes the seed, but the seed is something that's alive. Okay. This is still, that's fine, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, this is what I was saying. Okay, that represents the original nation there. See? But under energy deprivation, right? This was the state it was when it had binding energy, enough energy to maintain civilization. But once under energy deprivation, we didn't have enough energy to maintain civilization, so it came apart. Okay, so we're going to show that. So we came apart. Like the Bible says, we're like fish in the sea. You know, they're all over the place. They like, like no leader or anything. So it came like that. Okay. So then, so we're all separated. We're all divided. We're all over the place. We're not united. And what does that mean? Okay. Now we're going to use this example. This is just example, right? This is 4 by 4 by 4, which is 64. So 64 cubic inches there. But there's two things you have to notice about this. See the surface? Okay, the surface area is 96 square inches. That means 4 by 4 on one side, and it's 6 sides to a cube. So that would make it 96 square inches, the surface area. But this volume, right, is 64 cubic inches. All the blocks together, but the surface is 96 square inches. Understand, those two things we're going to concentrate on here. Okay? Now see here? We're under pressure. All of us are under pressure. See, the pressure reality. Okay, so there's 1 unit of pressure every square inch in this pressure field. 1 unit of pressure every square inch. So that means that cube right there, the small one, is 1 by 1 by 1, so it's 1 cubic inch, but it has 6 sides to it. That means there's one square inch of pressure on each side, for a total of 6 square inches of pressure, right, on that cube. 6 square inches of pressure on that cube. That's what I'm showing there. 6 square inches of pressure on that cube. Because that's 6 sides. That's what, right? But it's 1 cubic inch plus 1. That's what I'm showing here. 1 times 1 times 6. So 1 times 1 is the area, and then times 6. So that means 6. That means in this case, it's 6 units of force, of pressure on that cube. That small one there. Okay? But look at the big one up there. The big one where it came from, right? That's 4 by 4 by 4. So it's 4 by 4 by 6, 6 sides to it again. So, and that's the surface, right? Which would be 96 square inches, right? Because 4 times 4 is 24. I mean, 4 times 4 is 16, times 6 is 94. That means 96 square inches. That means 96 units of forces on this thing, because it's affecting the outside, because the pressure is on it, pressure from the outside, right? But it's 60 cubes. That's how many makes this up, this cube. Makes 60, 64, which is 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. So you got a ratio of 3, 2. That means if you there's 96 divided by 64 comes out to 3 over 2. Okay? So, and in this case here, what the small one is 6 divided by 1, which is 6 over 1 or 6. So 6 units of force or 6 units of pressure on that small one. See? And the 6 over 1. But on the big one, it's only 3 over 2. Or 6 divided by 4. 6 divided by 1 for the small one, 6 divided by 4 for the top one. What does that mean? See? What does that mean? 1 second here. What that means is that if you're out there by yourself in this pressure field, you got 6 units of pressure on you. But if you're in a group of 64 people, right, you all unite together, the pressure you is less. It's only 3 over 2, which is about 1 point something. See that big drop? Because that's what happens. When you unite, the pressure drops. That's the mathematics of it. Pay close attention to it. That small one down there, right? The mathematics says the units of pressure on it is 6 on that. But when it's united, right, the pressure on each one of these, right, because is 6 over 4 or 3 over 2, which is about 1.3, something along that nature. So it's way down. The pressures drop by unifying. Hope you understand. So then, right, we came apart. So here it was, right? We're together. Now we're coming apart. And each one of us has to deal with 6 units of pressure. See, 6 units of pressure, almost, 6, and about 5 times more pressure than we would if one was united. Almost 5 times as much pressure. You can take it on, I can get exact number here in a minute. So it's 1.5, right? That's what you, when you unite it, it's 1.5, right? And so 6 divided by 1.5, 4 times as much pressure. By uniting 1/4 of the pressure, then you would have, if you like, that pressure drops dramatically. This is mathematics. That's why unity, Elijah Muhammad said, unity is the key, because you have 4 times as much more pressure on you when you separate. We out like this. But once you unite on that level, the pressure drops down a factor of 4. 1/4 of the pressure. That's like you're carrying around a weight of 100 pounds, and all of a sudden it drops down to 25 because you got 4 people helping you. So you got 4 people helping you, right? Then each one are carrying 25. So now each one is only carrying 25 because you're working together. That's what it's telling you, brothers and sisters. See, because we're not united, and they are. See, and we resist any resist, and the people that's out here call themselves leaders and everything. They're just sucking your blood. They're not uniting you, right? That's an important point, principle here. That's what I want to talk to you on the mathematical level, but some of you are averse to math. So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible so you understand it. That's what's going on here, right? So on here, now you're on the your pressure on your 6. But when you use united, it was only 1.5. See? Okay. So another way of looking at that is, right? You was carrying around 60 pounds, right? 60 pounds. Okay. So, and then all of a sudden now you're carrying around 15 pounds. You carry around 60 pounds every day. Every day you walk around 60 pounds. You got to carry 60 pounds back on your back every day. Every day you got to carry 60 pounds, right? And then suddenly it's reduced to 15 pounds. You want that to make a difference in your life, your day? You're dealing with, you got 60 units of stress, and now you're down to only 15. Okay, let's move on. Okay, here's unity again, right? Now we're going to talk of unity, and this says, we're going to talk about 4 times 4 times 4. So now, since you united here, right, there's under 6 units of pressure. Now you're only under 1.5 units of pressure, each one of you. See? But look at this. If you increase your unity, that was 4 by 4. But now you're talking about 8 by 8 by 8. Look at it goes down. It goes down to 3/4. So that's like, right? 3/4. That's like you cut your pressure in half. In half. So you went down from 60 to 15, and now you only carry 7.5 pounds of weight around you every day. Because now, right, you double your unity. The amount of people that's united together, you double it. See how much you decreased it? The next one. Now you go double it again. And now look, you're way down now. You're way down. So it's like you went down from, let's say you went 60 to 15, right? To 3.5, 7.5. Now you're down to 3.25, 3 cents. You're on about almost 4 pounds. That's all. That's all you wearing around with you, because you united, right, with 4,096 people. Now you hardly notice the pressure at all. That's the mathematics of pressure, brothers. That's why you understand it. That's why unity is the key. Now show it right here. See how the drop? The first on the top, you're in the 6 units of pressure. Then you go down to 3 units of pressure. Then you go down to half of 3 units of pressure. Then you go down half to that. Then you go down half to that. So then by the time you get to that level, you hardly any pressure at all. And that's if you first you got 2, then you got 4 by 4 by 4, then you got 8 by 8 by 8, and 16 by 16 by 16. What if you get to 32 by 32? So if you get whole nations, unite together, you hardly under the pressure at all. So you can notice it. We unite, all of a sudden your world changes because all the pressures you think you suffered, it's gone. Just disappears overnight. That's why we said once our unity, we bring it hereafter. Once you unite, our unity is our salvation. Our unity is the hereafter. This is not making this up. This is the way math pressure works. Once we unite, that's what we say, once you unite, right? That's the hereafter for us. See? Because all of a sudden, it's like magic. You transform over in the twinkle of an eye, and you don't feel all this pressure and stress that you're feeling. It's gone. If you're talking about millions of us, just 144,000, but it'd be even more than that altogether. Now, what does this have to do with abortion and carried on? Because we disunited. Not go there, not go there, not go there, not go there, not go there. Go back. See, all our sisters under all that pressure, stress. So that means that sperm has to overcome all of that to come into the world. All this pressure. And now the pressure is greater now than it's ever been. It's enough pressure, because it's going to take pressure to unite us. See? But we're in a condition right now, we're not united, but we're still under that pressure. See, we've been under this pressure for 400 years, but now the pressure increased even more. And so, therefore, you got a situation where, and remember, who's causing this pressure? Let's go back, let's go a little further again. Who's causing this pressure? Let's keep this in mind now. I'm trying to put all this together for you, brothers and sisters. Remember I was telling you here, let's go on. Let's go on. Remember I was telling you here, I said that explosion, right? That's America, Gog and Magog, right? That atomic explosion, right? Which started 500 years ago, right? Would be so intense. There'd be two phases, Gog and Magog, like a star. Star exploding, but the gravity pulled it, and then this big explosion. It'd be more powerful than the other two explosions. The first explosion was the one initiated by Prophet Jesus 2,000 years ago. The next was Prophet Muhammad. It was a greater explosion than the one Prophet Jesus came along with. And then the next one, right, mathematical Christianity, the Renaissance, Gog and Magog, right, that was even bigger explosion. So it pushed, just like Islam pushed away the Pope kingdom, because Christianity was ruled by the Pope. Islam pushed that king, the Pope king, they pushed away the Roman kingdom empire. And then the Islamic empire pushed both of them about. And then you came with the Gog and Magog, right? That explosion, right? Pushed the Islamic power, pushed them aside. It was so powerful, right? And so that's what it takes those to ignite this last one. That's the angel, which is going to blow them all away. But that means we're under intense pressure right now, intense pressure. But we're not united. So that pressure is so great. So each one of us, we suffer intense pressure because we're not united. And so therefore, these sisters are experiencing that also. And so therefore, and that the seed has to come through there. Who's putting pressure on us? Remember, pressure is thought. So they come to ideas and stuff. Get abortion. You know, all the things they're doing, right, affecting our minds, our bodies. So it's putting this idea in these systems. Oh, you can't afford to have a baby, or you need to take birth control. See, because remember, your thoughts are pressure too. See, so those are these are thoughts. This is pressure. We're under thoughts. What's the thoughts that's putting us under pressure? Racism, right? Um, kill our babies. You know, the police, all that kind of stuff. That's the pressure we're under. It's thoughts. It's not just air pressure. It's thought pressure. It's their ideas, the things they're doing. The Democratic Party, all their policies is putting pressure on the black community. Every one of them. You have to understand that. It's thoughts. See? And the angel is coming to greater thoughts that's going to dispel their thoughts. So that's why you have destructive, because the thoughts are so powerful, right? That somehow people's minds ain't, it's not, because they got the enemy software, right? That is making them self-destructive. Because they can't handle the pressure. And that's where angel comes in to ignite, to bring, to counter that and to bring us all together. Hope you understand that, brothers and sisters. I need to say that because these sisters are having issues. We got abortion. We sisters getting abortion. And I said, where's this coming from? It's our disunity that's allowing that to happen. Because this is under intense pressure. More pressure than they've ever been under. Even under slavery. You don't understand that. It's still even more pressure then. Because the pressure we're under right now is even greater than the pressure we was under slavery. You say, oh, I know. It's true. You may not understand it because the pressure right now is the most intense pressure we ever been under. Because this is the pressure that had to ignite, and the full power of this is right now. Because we got all these distractions, all these diseases, right? And look at what they're doing to our children. When I was a child, even though all my folks were poor and everything, they still had a sense of family. Right now, nobody knows anybody. You probably know that too. Because we're always totally sick. And the children are disobedient, and we got all kind of conflict between us and all that kind of stuff. More than we who's more united under slavery than we are right now. The pressures are greater than that. And the thing is, what's so bad about this is that you can't even perceive it because you can't, oh man, I'm doing good. I got a car. You don't even understand you're on the plantation. They wasn't aborting your children on slavery like they do it now. They didn't want to abort, they wanted to work them. But now you're just killing them before they're even born. Because the pressure eradicates you. Hope you understand. I just want to get this point across. And I'm keeps talking for a little few minutes to hope I make you understand what's going on. See? So you can't blame these sisters and stuff because it's not these sisters' responsibility to unite us. It's our responsibility to unite us and take the pressure off our sisters. I'm sick of these sorry-ass brothers trying to put all this pressure on the sisters. And believe me, I have my issue with these sisters. Nobody, I have them, right? Because I understand it, and I'm not blaming them. See, I'm defending them. See, so they understand. And so, if you're going to be pointing a finger at sisters, hey, something wrong with you. You had a miscarriage or something. No, they have that because we're not united. They're under intense pressure, and the sperm can't make it. It can't get through. It's too much pressure on it. Too much pressure on the woman, and because she's under intense pressure and everything, the sperm can't withstand the pressure to get through. That's what's going on. And then the mental pressure. Take birth control. Get an abortion. Pressure's too great. See? Because they're out there and they feel the full blast because there's no unity. Don't tell me what Farrakhan got over there. That's not unity over there. That's exploitation. He's not unifying anything. And you still, does he build any kind of nation, anything? You still deal with the devil. When Elijah Muhammad was there, you didn't have to have any contact with the devil at all, none. Because I know that's a fact. Because I know I was part of it. I shopped at Elijah Muhammad stores. I worked at. I was a foreman at the Muhammad Speak newspaper, right? I got my car through the Nation's Bank, right? Went to Nation restaurants. You understand? I lived in the Nation of Islam housing whatever. How they had a or housing complex. I didn't have any contact with devils at all. None. Zero. See, you can't go over there now. That's not the fact. In fact, he's telling you want to stay here, and he's in love with devils. Devils ain't devils no more, and all this stuff, right? So we know who those that understand know who the hell he is. But that's what's going on, bro. Says, hope you understand that. Now I go elaborate this with more detail, but I think I said it clearly enough. You have to understand the mathematics of the situation here. So I don't want these sisters to be upset about what's going on because they've got to understand the mathematics. I said it's all mathematics. Once you unite, you don't have that problem anymore. Because there's a lot of sisters out here having this problem. They feel, first of all, they feel they got birth control, they can't afford to have no babies. And if they have it, they feel they can't afford to have it. If they get pregnant, and then they ain't got no guy, because these guys out here, they're more interested in NFL to take care of their babies, right? And then even if they are, if they want to take care of, maybe the sister, her mind's a little way out, and so, they can't get along or whatever. You see all these things, and all this other stuff, and then your jobs overseas in the prison, and HIV, they ain't talking about HIV. HIV killing thousands of black women and men every day. They ain't talking about that no more because it's hitting us. See? So remember, this pressure is coming in the form of thoughts. See? The scripture is thought. This coming in sense of thought. It's their thoughts. Their thoughts against us. And so they put these policies, programs. That's why the pressure is coming. It's coming through thought. And so it's affecting your thoughts. And so it's making you, hey, I can't I go get an abortion. Or or whatever. Or I'm also so much stress, I end up having a miscarriage. Or I'm going to take birth, I'm not having no baby at all. Right? Because the forces around us is putting so much pressure. Because that's their thoughts. They put those thoughts on us. I mean, how would you think birth control pills came out somebody's butt? They didn't invent that. So I mean, somebody had a thought behind it. Somebody had to think, had to be thought process behind that. Then drugs and all this other stuff going on. See? So it's their idea to get rid of us. And this is part of the thought process to do it. And so we're under so much pressure, and because we're not united, and these sisters out there battling on their own, because that's pretty much what it is. Each one of us, these sisters out here, I mean, these brothers, they're talking about these sisters, but sisters out here, they going to battle by themselves. They battle in this world, they battle the devil by themselves. You ain't helping them. You out there talking about NFL and the Bucks and all that crap. And these sisters out here struggling, and you worrying about some bullshit like that. That's where your minds, just your priorities are. And then you get married to your sister, because they don't love you, or they ain't doing this, and everything else. Why should they? You got them under stress. You ain't protecting them. We haven't protected them for 400 years. And what's the word? I mean, that's bad. But I ain't blame you, because I mean, that's what we had to go through. But I am blaming you right now. If you're going to start accusing them and pointing your finger at them, see? It's like something wrong with them, because now you can protect them and you ain't. Because if you sitting around talking about what the Bucks are doing and what Chris Rock is doing, right? And what Jay-Z is doing, right? Or what what's his name, Kobe, you talking all that crap, then your head's up somebody's ass and you ain't doing nothing. You ain't taking care of your sister, because that'd be your top priority. Building a nation, take care of your sister, because you ain't gonna build a nation, man, dance around the court with a monkey, like with a ball. Tell me what monkey is going to build it? What one of those clowns that's bound there being a monkey for the master is going to build a civilization? See, you're talking about this talk, all this talk, you talk this talk, but you ain't doing anything, you're not preparing for it. Only thing you're doing is being a bigger clown for service, that same slave master's plantation circus. And you're still in the plantation. You don't even understand that. You don't care. You're still working for a master, ain't you? Right? And so now I'm asking you your salary, what? So you can pay for that little shack that you're living in. See? And pay the more ragged clothes you buying. See? And buying those chitlins that you eating every day. See? They don't trick you on that one. They change it from shitlins to chitlins because they couldn't sell it as chitlins because, I mean, some of you still would buy it anyway if they kept it chitlins. Some of you still would buy it. See? And then you give money to buy a mule to get back and forth to work. Oh man, I got a car. Yeah, okay. What you got the car for? What do you got the car for? 90% of that car use is to get back and forth to work. Who's paying for it? You. Why? Because you got to work for master to get it. And you tell me you're not on a plantation, you don't get it. If you F up, right? They put your ass in a hole for 10 years in prison, and you still not on a plantation. Oh, well, I can vote. Oh, who you vote for? Master's son, master's uncle, master's nephew, who's gonna run the plantation next? So you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. But this is gonna happen. See, so I'm saying this to you, and I'm talking to you this way, because get up off these sisters. This is under our nation. They're responsible, right, to bear our children. It's our seed. And the point is, we're not providing the security, right? Right? An environment for them to do that, and then we blame them when they can't do it. So why don't you try giving birth to a baby under these conditions? Why don't you try giving birth to any condition? Get up off these sisters. That's what's going on with them. So I give it to you mathematics. I try to do the mathematical thing because I know most of you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I think this is simple enough. Just go through the math. I told you that math is 100% correct. Those you have some math background, you know it. Those don't, you go and check it. That math 100% correct. 100% correct. So the more unity you have, the less pressure on it. That means these sisters, all of a sudden, it's no problem having babies. I mean, it's easy for them. But right now, they're under extreme stress, mentally and physically, psychologically. See? So therefore, they have miscarriages, right? Or they get abortions, you know, or they take birth control, won't have any, you know, all these different things they're doing. See? So why are they doing it? Because the pressure, the master's pressure is on their brain, right? And remember, it's all his thoughts. And their thoughts is greater, right, than our thoughts. Because we don't have an engine. So therefore, we end up doing what they want us to do. You need to get abortion. Because remember, it's thoughts. If their thoughts is more powerful than our thoughts, then we end up doing what they want us to do. And most of us got them, you know, we walk around, right, till we Christians, all this kind of stuff. Can't prove any of it. So I hope I'm making this clear enough, right? I keep telling you, reality comes from your thoughts, your mind. See? So now we're under the pressure of their reality. And so our reality in conflict with theirs. And right now, theirs seem to be winning because they're taking out turning out women's thoughts, right, against them. And when it does that, that means it becomes self-destruct. Self-destruct, destroy your baby. See? Or they put so much stress on them that, you know, that affects them physically, right? So therefore, the pressure is too great and the sperm can't make it through. It can't, the pressure is too great on it. Those that do make it through are very strong. See? And that's what's causing all this abortion, all this kind of stuff. See? Because it's the mind, the enemy's mind, right? That's kind of all kinds of ideas to get rid of us. And said one will be abortion. One of the major ones will be abortion. So and the Democratic Party, that's one of the main programs, abortion, abortion, abortion. These ideas, if my idea is greater than your idea, right? Eventually my idea overcome your idea. Because they're all pressure. I hope I'm saying that, you know, I hope I'm making that point clear enough. I feel like I'm not. See, thought is pressure. You're under thought pressure. See, which makes you self-destructive if you run in the enemy's mind. Once you start uploading the angel, then you got a chance to fight back now. See, but it's just under pressure, and so it's taking their mind and turning their mind against itself, against themselves, and that would be abortion. See, and the physical stress too great because under more stress, right? Go back here and we finish up here.
Even the
No. See, sister out there by herself, under all that pressure, thought pressure, physical pressure. See, then the sperm has to deal with all that pressure. If it can't, it's going to abort. It's going to either abort or it's going to miscarriage or be a stillborn. Even if maybe the woman probably might not live long enough. That's the pressure our sisters are under, trying to bring that sperm into the world, right? And that sperm has to deal with all that pressure to get into the egg, the pressure of fertilizing the egg, the pressure of the womb, and then the pressure getting outside the womb. Get through all those stages. That's what's going on, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. But once united, that's why I said that hereafter she have babies with ease. Because now, see, she ain't spirit united. Now she's not spirit and all that pressure. And the more united we become, the less pressure that she experienced. Less pressure all of us experience. You have to experience no pressure at all. We'll be totally united. See, no pressure at all. Won't feel any of it. I'll just be under pressure because of the mathematics of pressure. Won't feel it. See, but our enemies will be scattered. You tell your angel they'll be scattered all the nations. They're gonna feel the full power of pressure more than we, and they're weaker than we are. See, they're weaker than we are. So their days are going to be horrible. I'm not going to that here. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. See? But this pressure, we're under intense pressure, each one of us individually. But the pressure so great, it's going to force us to get together. And we're going to have enough energy to hold us together. It's that binding energy, because we didn't have that before. Now we have enough energy to maintain civilization, hold us together. That's what Angel does. That's what Suleiman, and that's what Suleiman's about. He's the angel mind, Suleiman, he's the glue that's going to hold us together. Pharaoh will rule it. He's the glue that's going to hold us together. See, because he can handle all that pressure, right? So he's the glue that's going to hold us all together. Because that's what Angel's for, to bring us all together. Hope you understand. See? So, you may not love some of your sisters. I mean, some of your sisters, they're so lovable. I understand it. But you better respect them. You better respect them. You better respect them. Because you ain't doing a damn thing for them. Because they shouldn't have to go through this now. They shouldn't have to go through all this. And so you say, why are they having all these problems? That's why. Because they're under intense pressure, more than ever been. So if they bring forth a child, if I was about that child, if they bring forth one, believe me, that's a very strong child. He made through all of that. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Even the captives of the mighty will be taken away, and the plunder of the tyrant will be retrieved. I will contend with those who contend with you, and I will save your children. I will make your oppressors eat their own flesh, they will be drunk on their own blood, as with wine. Then all mankind will know that I, the Lord, am your Savior and your Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
See, we're going to be united. The enemies, it's going to be so bad for them, they're going to eat their own children and drink blood. They're going to be such bad shape, their blood will taste sweet to them. See, because if you got no food, if you ain't hungry, you ain't ate in like 30 days, manure will taste sweet to you. So you eat anything. So it's going to be so bad for them because all the stuff they done that they're going to eat their own children, right? And they're going to drink blood, and it's going to be blood. It's going to taste like swine to them. 2021, you're going to see these things this year. Better get ready. Better get your seatbelt on, right? But we're going to unite. So sisters, don't let anybody point a finger at you. Anybody, you have enough pressure already. Just take care of yourself the best you can. You're going to be okay. We're going to take care of you. These brothers are going to step up in a minute. Just be patient. Don't be discouraged, right? Because you're under more pressure you should have been under. But we thank you. We thank you. We love you for sticking with us for the last 40 years. We love you for sticking with us for the last 40 years. Because if we hadn't, we wouldn't be around. And we regret that we wasn't able to protect you and prevent you from going through all you had to go through. But we're going to reward you. Because when we get where we're going, we get back, we're going to put you back on the pedestal where you belong. The goddess of the universe. You're going to be on the pedestal. All the nations going to kiss your feet. All the nations going to bow down before you. We're going to make all the nations bow down before you. Because you're the queen, you're the goddess of the universe. So you're going to be rewarded for what you went through. See? And thank you for sticking with us. Assalamu alaikum.